Hello, welcome to my 3D Amuser channel. This is part 6 of Sci-Fi Prop video series. And to recap from the last part, we learned how to use duplicate special, and we also learned how to use instance and how to use duplicating geometry around the geo. Today what we're going to do is we try to finish the base modeling, and we're going to start add detailings. Let's get started. So this is what we had from the last chapter. We were working on the midsection at the bottom. So I have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it around to see how it looks like. Still, we could add details on here. So I combined everything and merged vertices, and it's going to merge the vertices. I'm adding 3, making sure it merged the vertices, and everything looks smoother. That's what we wanted. So I'm going to here. So I'm going to snap my pivot point at the center. I'm going to scale it down on Z. So select everything, merge vertices, and if you go and see, hit 3, it works like awesome. So now I'm going to see everything. It kind of works good. The whole geo is there, so I'm going to get rid of that. We don't need it anymore. So now it kind of looks pretty good. I kind of like it, and we could break this this piece even further. Let's see what we could add to make it a little bit interesting. Let's think about like a sci-fi. Think about like something like really sci-fi. Then we could add it there. If you can't like think about anything, you can always use references, but be careful when you're using references, because it might be some others work unless you can give credit to them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to play around something at the bottom to make a little bit interesting. So we're going to be always work on one side, so it's easier. Then we could duplicate around. So let's go from here. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to select, I'm going to see how many faces we have. We could count it manually. This is 144, so this is in the middle. Okay, so I'll add something in the middle. Let's make a little bit sci-fi. So if I 3, it's gonna go like this. It's kind of looks garbage, but so I'm going to add a loop here and there. So this will add some interesting details, because we added the same detail at the top. So our design is like an harmony, because both looks the same. If you want, you can also take it even further by adding a loop, and you could smooth it. So now if you see, it reads really good. We could even break this surface even further. I'm going to check how many faces I have. So we have 36 faces, close to it, because the easiest way to do this, because since I have 144 subdivisions, you could divide this into 4. So that's exactly 36. So so I'm going to divide 36 into 2. So it's 18. So actually, you know what? Let's do it from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's from here to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve out these pieces. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we at. So I'm going to select that, and I'm just going to pull it in exactly there. It might not be super accurate. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to select both the faces. I'm going to bridge. Yeah, it worked. It worked like gold. So I'm going to fill the hole here. and I'm going to add the loops based on what we have here. So there's also loop running here as well, so I'm going to add that, and I'm going to use multicut tool to merge to join the vertices from one point to another point. There you go. Here, so if I 3, boom, right there. But I'm going to add a loop closer edge there. I'm going to delete this. So if I 3, it kind of holds up pretty good. We could also even add like a loop here as well, so that will hold up, and maybe like here. So there you go. So now it kind of added a detail, and I'm gonna also add a loop there, so that will hold up everything there. It kind of looks good. I kind of like it, and you could also add like tiny bits here and there, but it's up to you. But make sure whenever you add some details, make sure you have supporting loops, because that helps you to hold the shape really well. Now I'm adding like a tiny detail there. So I'm going to scale it down. Okay, 3, boom, right there. So now if you see, it's going to add some tiny bit of details on the top. You could also add details in here as well. Let's add some. So make sure whenever you extrude in, there will be a face generated, so you have to delete that face. So now if you see, it kind of adds a little bit of complexity in the shape. That's what we needed, and it also fucked up my shape here. So that's why you have to be careful. So the other way to work around this is instead of going in, you could go out a little bit, so we don't even notice it. So it's there, but it's kind of subtle. So see, it also adds some complexity in the shape. So so that's going up. So that's gonna create a face as well. So I'm gonna isolate my piece so I could work with it properly. So now I'm adding loops around it, going on here. Hit 3. So now you could see that looks pretty awesome. I kind of like it. You could also break something here as well. Let's try. So this is gonna add some details and pick some lights as well. So now if you rotate it around, it's gonna have really nice details around it. To make this piece even interesting, what I did was I duplicated this piece and I extracted out. So now I'm gonna I deleted all the faces, just add the faces just in the middle. So once I have that, so if I smooth it, I could have Shift T. So there you go, I have it now. But it's an angle, so go to Insert and click on any of the face. This face, one facing towards the normal, and just keep going. There you go. So now you have it. You could smooth it. So now it's kind of added some kind of cool details in there. That will help. If I hit 3, boom, right there. So I'm gonna combine everything so it's easier, but making sure I have enough subdivisions. You're not gonna see it at the back. Smooth it. There you go. So now we have something there to work with. So let's see, you know, can we add any other details to make this interesting? We could also add some holes as well, so that will help to create the shape even further. What I mean by holes is, let's do 8. So I'm going to add equally spaced edges there. So that's not a square. 6. Yeah, that kind of helped. So what you could do is you could select alternate faces from each other. I'll show in a second what we're gonna do. So what I'm doing is I'm alternately selecting the faces based on my design, what I have here. So this will add some kind of like a little bit of complexity in the shape, but it's up to us what we want to do, because I want to make this as really sci-fi. If I hit 3, so boom, right there. So this is gonna add some shapes in there, but it's kind of like a overkill, but I think I didn't like it. So what I'm going to do is we could make this a little bit smaller, then we don't need to have it. So that works, you know. Let's go here. So that kind of helped, but once I added that, it kind of did a shape. So boom, right there. So I kind of like it now. It kind of worked at the end, but if I smooth it, it's going to look like that, and it's going to be showing on each side, so it will pick up lights, and it's going to look pretty cool. So I think I won't add any more details on it, but if I'm doing it, I'm going to be doing in the higher subdivisions. You work on layers, so it's easier to work with. So this tutorial I'm going to do 20 minutes, so I'm just checking my time. It's 12 minutes, so I'm going to do 8 more minutes. Let's see what we can come up with. I will try to model faster. I always want to do finish everything and show the breakdown. That's what I always want to do, but it's kind of like not giving enough information to people. I want to make sure people get enough information and learn from it. That's the most important part in modeling. You can leave out a lot of stuff. At the bottom part, I'm kind of happy, but still we could see the bottom part, so I don't want to see that. So what I'm going to do is pull that up a little bit. You know what, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, so the glass goes inside. So that's the main idea behind it. So now we kind of like add some details in there. Let's see, you know, let's work on this piece and make a little bit interesting, then we can go from there. To make this piece a little bit interesting, I'm going to duplicate it. I'm gonna hide it, so I'm gonna hide this piece. I'm gonna bring this back. I hit 3 to see. So I'm gonna smooth this mesh, and one more time. So no. So this gives enough subdivision to work with. So I'm going to be working on, as you know, one side. So that makes the modeling faster, so you can focus on as much as you want there, so you don't have to worry about anything else. Let's see what we could do here. So I'm going to go here all the way there. I'm going to extrude, and let's see if this works. It worked, but it kind of this shape's kind of like went freaky. I'll show you how to work around this. So go in. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the shape where it should be. This is one of the problem I had when I started with Maya. It should be extruding when you go in. It works perfectly fine in AutoCAD programs. In Maya, it kind of freaks out. So now when I smooth it, it's going to have this really nice shape. So let's do it here as well. So from here to here, I'm going to extrude in. So still I see the point. I'm going to leave the faces there. Now it's kind of better there, but still I'm going to see fix this. So I always change my access to the component. So what that does is it just helps me to pull my vertices wherever I want. So it goes, it works based on the normals. So see here, so this is kind of here. So go to merge vertices tool and just snap it there. So now it kind of worked. Now what you could do is go here. So now if you 3, it's gonna work. Same thing going to happen here. So I'm going to do that. And now what you could do is till here, extrude, see where the plane intersect, right there. Boom. So this one will be easy because it's going higher. So I'm going to merge vertices tool and snap it right there. So boom, right there, it's done. The only thing I have to take care now is adding some loops inside. See, that kind of added like a pretty good detail. So I'm also going to add some loops here. That will help to hold up the shape even better. You know what? It kind of overkilled the. So now if at 3, boom. So there you go, guys. So we added some kind of shape in there. So now we could go and on top of this, we could add some details in there as well. So how do I do that? So hit Control D and go here and delete other faces. And I'm gonna bridge this. So this gonna add like some kind of lock mechanism. So what you do is you go here, add some loops. Or you could do it's kind of reverse, so I'm making sure I'm not reversing it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pull this down. No, it didn't work on the other side, so I'm going to pull this down as well. So I'm going to pull this up. So now you go and add loops to create this locking mechanism. So now if I hit 3, boom, right there. So if I hit, so there you go guys. So it's kind of like sitting inside. So hold on insert, put the pivot point there and pull it out, and it's kind of bigger. So I kind of selected everything, so I'm gonna isolate my pieces. Pull this out a little bit. So pull this out a little bit here. So now it kind of worked, but you see the shape is not matching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with this. So I'm gonna match my shape to the top part as close as possible. Same thing here. If I okay, that worked. So now we just have to add enough loops to have some planes. So now if I 3, boom, right there. So it's matching. Let's add some more loops. So there you go guys, it's kind of like a locking mechanism. It kind of looks cool, I kind of like it. So even we can make this shape even further by adding some more details. Go in. I'm thinking what to add now. You know what? So I duplicate it around, and I'm gonna add one more loop here. You know what, don't worry about it. So I added one more loop here because I'll show what I'm trying to do here now. So I have this piece, I'm gonna extrude out. I'll go on the top view. So making sure the planes are facing on the right side. So this is some kind of lock. It kind of attaches to this part. So I want to extrude this in and delete the part out. Then go on the top view. If I hit 3, it's gonna do that. So the loops are not that tight, so I'm going and fixing it. You can literally see what I'm trying to do, because like from far, I want this piece to be attached to this piece. So the only way to do is like adding some kind of like a lock attached to it. So, but you could make this really interesting by adding like a wedge. I'll show you what I mean by that. So once I have something like this, so I'm gonna go to multi-cut tool. So I'm going to delete my faces in here. So now I go in here, extrude in all the way down. and fix my axis right there. So now if I hit 3, so now if you see there's kind of like a locking mechanism there, but still we have to add some loops. So to fix this, boom, right there. Yeah, it worked like magic. But so now I have to scale this on a little bit. So yeah, so at the bottom it's kind of like freaks out. So the bottom part, I'm just going to delete that, and I'm trying to connect the loop in. So I'm trying to match this one to this one, this one to this one. Oh, there's one more loop in here. I didn't see it. So go here, select both the loops, merge vertices into the center, and merge it again. So there you go. We have some kind of like a good shape in here. We can also add a loop in here to hold this better. So boom, right there. We don't even see this part, so I'm not worried about it. But if it bothers you, go and pull this down. So there you go. So we don't have to see it. There you go. So it kind of worked, guys. So I kind of like this piece. So this is the last detail I'm gonna add it here. Then I'm gonna call it a day for this piece because it's kind of like going too far with it now. So there you go. So now I'm gonna combine everything, merge vertices. Now I'm gonna do the magic. You could also rotate as well. So if you go to edit, a duplicate special, we're gonna rotate 4 times. So it's gonna be 90° every. So we need 3 copies. And merge the vertices. Boom, right there. It worked like magic. And if I hit 3, we kind of like add some details there. So it's gonna showing up everywhere right there like that. So let's see, like even we could like add some more details in here as well, but I'm gonna keep adding details till I hit the right spot. So I also going to add something called safety button. That's where when you have this grenade, it's not gonna work once you turn it on. So I'm going to have a light and like a tiny button for it. So I'm going to add that. I'll show you where I'm going to add that in a second. Let's add some detail in here. So this kind of went. Oh, add a supporting loop. It's kind of like. There you go. So now it kind of broke the shape a little bit further. You know what? I'm going to make this shape even a little bit sexier, I would say. So it's kind of like added like a sci-fi detail on the top, so I kind of like it, so I'm gonna go with that. I'm also going to add some more loop in here because I want this to be really order. Yeah, now it makes shape. Now it looks freaking awesome. So the safety button, so this is where it's going to go. So I'm going to extrude it, add some loops, extrude it again, add some loops. So now it kind of added the shape. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add the safety button in the IR subdivision. So I'm going to add one more detail. So I'm going to call today on this piece. So from here to here, I'm trying to break the shape at the bottom. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that kind of adds some details in there. I think I'm gonna add those details even further in the IR subdivision. So that's it, guys. So I'm gonna call this piece a day. If I want to add some more subdivisions, I'm going to do it on the IR subdivisions. So let's Control Shift D, because since I have the duplicates special already. So this is what we have so far. Hopefully it doesn't freak out. I just smoothed everything. So this is what we have so far. It's kind of coming pretty good. We have tons and tons of details. It will hold up even if it's closer, but still we have a lot of opportunities to add details, and we will add details for sure. I'm going to check my time now, and it's 31 minutes, guys. I'm supposed to go 20 minutes, but I went another 10 minutes above. So I'm going to call it a day for this chapter, the part 6. To recap everything, I showed you guys how to create adding details in Maya, and having some functionality to the design. And we broke the surface even further, and we also learned some techniques in duplicate special. So if you like this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and comment below. It motivates me to do a lot of tutorials as well. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial, please write me at 3damuser@gmail.com. I will happy to answer your questions. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.